It's great to have you with us for this story. It was the car that made movie stars look cooler and regular folks feel like movie stars. It was, of course, the 1968 Chrysler Newport. Picture it, the sun glinting off its polished chrome, a bold silhouette cutting through the air, and that unmistakable presence on the road that commanded respect. For those who were fortunate enough to see one gliding down Main Street or parked proudly in a driveway, the Newport was more than just a car. It was a symbol of ambition, freedom, and the open road. If you were around back then, you'll remember the thrill of those summer nights, the scent of fresh-cut grass mingling with the faint aroma of gasoline as you caught sight of this grand machine. With its sleek lines, a formal roofline, and a wide grille that displayed the craftsmanship of Elwood Engel's design genius, the Chrysler Newport was a masterclass in American automotive style. Under its long hood, it housed a formidable 383 cubic-inch V8 engine, an engine that didn't just purr but roared with approximately 290 horsepower, ready to propel you forward into the horizon. As you slipped into the plush interior, you could feel the comfort wrap around you like an old friend. The 3-speed automatic transmission, known as Torque-a-Flight, made every drive smooth and effortless. Just imagine the feeling of that engine responding to your touch, the gentle push in your back as you accelerated, the world blurring past you in a symphony of wind and freedom. But the Newport was more than its stats. It was the embodiment of a culture that thrived on the promise of the American dream. The 1960s were a time of change, a decade where cruising down the boulevard with the radio blasting the latest hits was a rite of passage. Whether you were heading to the drive-in theater to catch the latest blockbuster or just going for a Sunday drive with loved ones, the Newport was your trusty companion, a vessel of memories waiting to be created. Yet to truly understand this car, we must delve deeper into the America that created it, an era filled with optimism, innovation, and a yearning for the open road. With every mile traveled in a Chrysler Newport, you weren't just driving. You were living the dream, forging memories that would last a lifetime. Join me as we explore the heart of this remarkable vehicle and the stories it carries with it. In the bustling heart of Detroit during the 1960s, a palpable energy filled the air, a kind of electric charge that seemed to pulse through every factory and design studio. This was the golden age of American automotive innovation, a time when the Big Three, Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, were locked in a fierce competition to capture the hearts and minds of an expanding middle class eager for the latest and greatest in automotive design. It was an era defined by ambition, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence, where every day brought the promise of a new horizon and the roads were calling. The Chrysler Corporation, under the visionary leadership of Walter P. Chrysler, had laid its foundation in 1925. This was a man who understood the pulse of the American public, who knew that a car wasn't just a means of transportation, it was an extension of one's identity. Fast forward to the 1960s, and a new figure emerged as a beacon of design brilliance, Elwood Engel. As the head of design, Engel was a master of clean, slab-sided styling that spoke to the modern American aesthetic. He believed that a car should not only perform well but also make a statement. The mood in his design studio was one of excitement and innovation, where sketches transformed into dreams on wheels. As Engel and his team developed their vision, the competitive spirit in Detroit was palpable. Engineers and designers at rival companies were equally driven, each vying to create the next iconic vehicle that would grace the highways. The Ford Galaxy and Chevrolet Impala were not just competitors. They were benchmarks, each representing the aspirations of their makers. In this environment, a camaraderie existed, a shared understanding that each new model release was a chance to push the boundaries of technology and style. In the midst of this creative frenzy, Chrysler's engineers were experimenting with new technologies and techniques, striving to make their vehicles more powerful, more comfortable, and more appealing to families who were beginning to embrace the joys of suburban life. The mood was one of optimism, fueled by the booming economy and a cultural shift towards freedom and exploration. Families were packing their bags and hitting the open road, and Chrysler was determined to be part of that journey. Every day in Detroit felt like a race against time, a race to capture the essence of the American dream through metal and chrome. This was the spirit that drove the design and production teams, a shared belief that they were not just building cars, but creating lasting memories for generations to come. They were dreamers, each with a unique vision, yet united by a common goal: to craft the perfect vehicle that would embody the hopes and dreams of a nation. And in this vibrant atmosphere of creativity and competition, the stage was set for a remarkable new model that would come to symbolize the very heart of American automotive culture. As the 1960s unfolded, America found itself at a crossroads, a vibrant tapestry of change woven with threads of optimism and possibility. Young people, bursting with energy and ambition, were eager to carve out their own identities in a world that felt alive with promise. Rock and roll echoed through the air, with legends like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry igniting a cultural revolution that would shape generations. The sounds of Motown filled the streets, harmonizing with the aspirations of dreamers who were no longer content to sit in the back seat of life. They wanted more than just a car. They wanted a statement, a reflection of their hopes and desires. In this context, the automobile became more than a mere means of transportation. It was a symbol of freedom, a ticket to adventure, and a canvas for self-expression. Families, now thriving in the wake of post-war prosperity, sought comfort and reliability in their vehicles, while young couples yearned for the thrill of the open road, longing to escape the confines of suburbia. With drive-in theaters popping up like wildflowers and cruising culture taking hold, the car was the heartbeat of American life, pulsing with the excitement of new possibilities. It was also a time of great achievement and ambition on a national scale. The space race loomed large in the American consciousness, with the nation rallying behind the dream of landing a man on the moon. This spirit of exploration permeated the culture, fueling a desire for innovation and progress in every facet of life. When Chrysler unveiled the Newport, it was more than just a car. It was Chrysler's answer to a shifting landscape, a vehicle designed to meet the needs of a generation that craved both performance and style. The Newport was crafted to embody this spirit of the times. Its clean, slab-sided styling and formal roofline were a nod to the future, while still anchoring itself in the classic American aesthetic. Underneath that sleek exterior, the powerful V8 engine roared to life, a promise of exhilarating drives that would take families to Sunday picnics and young lovers to moonlit rendezvous. With a price tag of around $3,300, it was accessible to a burgeoning middle class ready to embrace the open road. As the Newport rolled off the assembly line, it captured the essence of an America in transition, a vehicle that blended the comforts of home with the allure of adventure. It was not just about getting from point A to point B, it was about the journey itself, the memories forged along the way, and the dreams that awaited just beyond the horizon. The Chrysler Newport was poised to become a beloved companion on the highways and byways of a nation eager to embrace its destiny. As we slide into the heart of the Chrysler Newport, let's take a moment to lift the hood and explore what lies beneath its sleek exterior. Under that long, graceful hood beats the heart of a true American icon, a naturally aspirated big-block V8 engine boasting 383 cubic inches of raw power. This was not just any engine, it was a proclamation of muscle and might, a statement that echoed through the streets of suburbia and across the open highways. Imagine the moment you turn the key and feel the rumble beneath you, the kind of sound that sends a shiver down your spine. That deep, throaty growl was unmistakable, a symphony of engineering that promised adventure with every rev. The moment you pressed the accelerator, you were greeted with approximately 290 horsepower and an impressive torque of around 390 pound-feet. It was a sensation that made your heart race, the feeling of being propelled forward with a force that seemed almost primal. This was power that commanded respect and demanded attention, a true testament to what American engineering could achieve. The Newport's 3-speed automatic torque flight transmission was like a smooth partner in this dance of power, effortlessly shifting as you cruised along the boulevard or merged onto the freeway. There was a certain joy in watching the speedometer climb, feeling that surge of acceleration as you hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 9 seconds. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about the experience, the thrill of freedom that came with each drive. Every detail of the Newport's drivetrain was designed to enhance the driving experience. Its body-on-frame construction provided a sturdy foundation, allowing for a smooth ride that soaked up the bumps of the road. The torsion bar suspension in the front and leaf springs in the rear worked in harmony, ensuring that even the longest journeys felt comfortable and secure. In a decade where the automobile symbolized independence and the open road, the Chrysler Newport's engine was a reflection of the American spirit, bold, powerful, and unapologetically ambitious. It stood as a reminder that this was a time when cars were more than just transportation. They were extensions of our dreams and aspirations. The Newport embodied that philosophy, offering not just a means to travel, but a powerful experience that resonated deeply within the hearts of those who dared to take the wheel. As we continue our journey, let's delve deeper into the experience of driving this magnificent machine and the roads it traveled, where the Newport truly claimed its throne as king of the road. As we slide into the cabin of the 1968 Chrysler Newport, a world of style and comfort unfolds. You could almost hear the whispers of Elwood Engel, the visionary designer whose clean, slab-sided styling philosophy brought this beauty to life. Engel understood that a car wasn't just a collection of parts, it was an experience meant to evoke pride and pleasure. The Newport's formal roofline and wide grille gave it a commanding presence, one that turned heads and made statements on every street corner. If you were lucky enough to slide into the plush seats of a Newport, you felt the embrace of luxury. The interior was designed for comfort, with generous space allowing families to stretch out during long drives. The dashboard, with its elegantly crafted controls and sweeping lines, felt like a cockpit from a bygone era, one that promised adventure. The moment your hands gripped that thick steering wheel, you could sense the power of the road beneath you. It was a gateway to freedom, where every turn and every acceleration felt like a declaration of independence. Looking out over that long hood, you were greeted by a view that stretched for miles, a symbol of the open road and the adventures that awaited. The Newport was more than just a car. It was a vessel of dreams. Whether you were cruising down Route 66, feeling the wind in your hair as you left the troubles of the world behind, or pulling into a drive-in theater to catch the latest flick, the Newport made each moment feel special. It was the kind of car that amplified the excitement of life, turning ordinary trips into extraordinary memories. Engel's design wasn't merely about aesthetics, it was about creating a lifestyle. The Chrysler Newport became synonymous with family vacations, summer road trips, and late-night escapades. It was a car that brought families together, where laughter echoed as the miles rolled by and the radio played the soundtrack of your youth, be it the smooth sounds of Motown or the electric energy of rock and roll. As the Newport glided down the highway, it felt as if you were piloting a piece of Americana, a car that stood tall among its competitors like the Ford Galaxy and Chevrolet Impala. It was a statement of resilience and optimism, embodying the spirit of a generation that believed in the promise of the open road. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about the journey itself, the stories shared, and the memories made, all while nestled in the embrace of a Chrysler Newport. As the sun rose on the dawn of 1968, the streets of America came alive with the unmistakable roar of the Chrysler Newport. It was a time when the automobile was not just a mode of transport, it was a statement, a reflection of dreams, aspirations, and the open road. The Newport, with its commanding presence and elegant design, quickly established itself as the king of the road, ready to take on the competition from the other Detroit giants. Picture yourself in a warm summer evening, the soft sounds of the Beach Boys wafting through the air as you slide into the plush interior of this magnificent machine. The Newport's launch was met with enthusiasm, offering families an affordable price tag of approximately $3,300. It was a full-size sedan that managed to balance comfort and performance with surprising ease. Under the long, sleek hood lay a robust 383 cubic inch V8 engine, churning out around 290 horsepower. As you pressed the gas, the car would surge forward, effortlessly reaching 60 miles per hour in just about 9 seconds. That feeling of power beneath your foot was nothing short of exhilarating, a sensation that would leave you grinning from ear to ear as you cruised down the highway, fingers gripping the wheel, heart racing like the engine. But it wasn't just the Newport's performance that turned heads, it was also the way it stood tall against its rivals. The Ford Galaxy and Chevrolet Impala were formidable opponents, each with their own loyal followings. While the Impala offered an array of flashy options that appealed to the youth of the day, the Newport remained the quintessential family car, solid, dependable, and ready for any adventure. You could picture families piling in for a weekend trip, the trunk filled with camping gear, laughter erupting as the Newport glided effortlessly over the asphalt. At stoplights, the Newport commanded respect. With its clean, slab-sided styling and a wide grille that seemed to smile back at passers-by, it was a sight to behold. When you pulled up next to a Pontiac Catalina, you felt a sense of pride. The Newport was more than just another car. It was a symbol of American ingenuity and design, a triumph of the Chrysler Corporation's vision. You could almost hear the whispers of admiration from onlookers as you roared off the line, the torque flight transmission smoothly shifting gears as if it had a mind of its own. In this golden age of motoring, the Newport was not just competing for sales. It was vying for a place in the hearts of Americans. It captured the spirit of the times, where long drives to the drive-in movie theater became cherished family traditions. In a world where the automobile was an extension of your identity, the Chrysler Newport stood tall, a true king of the road, ready to etch its legacy into the annals of American history. As we continue this journey through the heart of American automotive history, it's time to truly appreciate the Chrysler Newport's role as not just a car, but as an American icon. In the late 1960s, when the Newport rolled off assembly lines, it was more than a gleaming piece of machinery. It became a symbol of the era's spirit, a testament to freedom, family, and the open road. If you were around back then, you might remember the feeling of anticipation as you settled into its spacious interior, the soft leather inviting you to embark on countless adventures. While the Newport didn't achieve the superstar status of some of its peers, like the Ford Mustang or the Dodge Charger, it found its place in the fabric of American life. Picture this: families packing it up for summer road trips, the kids in the back seat, the radio playing the hits of the day, perhaps a little Elvis or the Beach Boys, setting the perfect soundtrack for a drive to the beach or a weekend getaway. The Newport was the car that made those memories happen, offering a smooth ride and a sense of security that only a full-sized American sedan could provide. Though it may not have starred in blockbuster films, the Newport often graced the small screen, becoming a familiar sight in suburban driveways and the backdrop of classic television shows. It was the kind of car that heroes might drive, embodying the all-American ideal. Think of those iconic family sitcoms where the Newport represented stability and togetherness, an emblem of the American dream. It was the trusty companion that transported families to drive-in theaters, where the latest films flickered on giant screens and the sweet scent of popcorn filled the air. The Newport was there, parked under the stars, as couples shared their first kisses and families created lasting memories. In the midst of the cultural upheaval of the 60s, the Chrysler Newport stood as a steadfast presence, embodying the hopes and dreams of a generation. It was a vehicle that resonated with the American ethos, capturing the essence of prosperity and freedom. The Newport's robust design, with its clean, slab-sided styling and wide grille, reflected the confidence of a nation on the move. It was a car that welcomed you with open arms, promising adventure and comfort on every journey. As the years rolled on, the Newport became a cherished classic, a piece of history that enthusiasts sought to preserve. Its legacy lives on, reminding us of a time when cars were more than just modes of transportation. They were woven into the very fabric of our lives. The Chrysler Newport, in its quiet yet commanding way, became a beloved member of the family, an American icon that continues to evoke nostalgia and pride for those who lived through the golden age of motoring. As we shift our gaze to the present day, the legacy of the 1968 Chrysler Newport resonates louder than ever, echoing through the hearts of those who recall the joy of simpler times. To collectors, this magnificent automobile is more than just a classic. It's a tangible connection to a bygone era, a period when the open road represented not just a mode of transportation, but a pathway to freedom and adventure. Over the decades, the Newport has garnered a devoted following among classic car enthusiasts who appreciate its elegant design, robust performance, and the stories it tells. These vehicles, often lovingly restored and showcased at car shows, serve as a testament to the craftsmanship of an era where American ingenuity was at its peak, but its value transcends mere monetary worth. The Chrysler Newport stands as a symbol of familial bonds, of weekend road trips to drive-in theaters, and of summer nights spent cruising down Main Street with the windows down and the radio blasting the sounds of the 60s. Those who were lucky enough to own one or simply remember it from their youth often find themselves swept away by nostalgia when they see one gliding down the road. It's not just a car. It's a vessel of memory, encapsulating the laughter of friends piled in the back seat and the warmth of sun-soaked days spent exploring the American landscape. In many ways, the Newport represents the unwavering spirit of a generation that embraced the open road as a canvas for dreams. It reminds us of a time when the hustle and bustle of life was punctuated by the roar of a V8 engine and the thrill of new horizons. As we reflect on its legacy, we realize that the Chrysler Newport is not merely a relic of the past, it is a cherished emblem of freedom, an enduring reminder of the pride we felt in our vehicles and the memories that accompanied them. For those who remember, the Chrysler Newport is a symbol of the American dream, encapsulating the essence of adventure, comfort, and family. It reminds us that while the world has changed, the values of connection, exploration, and pride remain timeless. As we celebrate this magnificent machine, we honor not just the car itself, but the spirit of an era that will forever live on in our hearts. In every polished chrome detail and every gentle curve, the Newport tells a story of who we were and what we aspired to be. And as long as there are those who remember, the legacy of the Chrysler Newport will continue to inspire generations to come. Thank you for taking this trip down memory lane with us. If you enjoyed it, a subscription and a thumbs up would mean the world. We're trying to build a community here for folks who appreciate the classics, so I'd be honored if you'd share a memory of the 1968 Chrysler Newport in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from and what this car means to you. Your stories are the real history. Until next time, take care.